So challenge is gonna be played with this build of Incarnation. Incarnation with Overlords and with a new room card. Unfortunately, I don't have an 8-drop monster in my deck because they honestly all suck, and there's been some trouble choosing one that's great. Ashen Rider was my favorite. Is this list up somewhere? It's gonna be up soon. First game with Incarnation, and we see a beautiful opening hand. Overlord of the Hauntwoods, Overlord of the Boilerbilges, Atraxa. It might look awkward to have steam vents and planes, but it's not too bad, honestly, right? I'm just one green away from casting the Overlord, so maybe I can keep it. Just need one green and I have plenty of green. And let's look at the heroic deck. Is Leyline better than Seeker? Seeker of the Way. Magecraft has synergy with Leyline. Optimistic Scavenger. Enchantment. Put a counter. So there is Enters. I guess that's better than the green creature from Kamigawa, which is cast. Oh wow, they finally printed Ethereal Armor into Pioneer. That's kind of insane. I have trouble processing it, but it seems pretty strong. Plenty of good cards. Brushland. Elf, what's that? Angels? Oh, we have a turn to play. We can play the room. If my understanding of the room rules is correct, it can actually serve as an answer to Elesh Norn. You do need 7 cards in your hand, so maybe not too doable, but you can. Triome, but the wrong one. I was expecting that. You did not surprise me, Modo. I was fully expecting to see a Raugrin Triome. And he just said no. Armor in Pioneer. It's crazy, right? Somehow Villain has 3 cards in hand. I don't know what happened. He didn't cast anything. Dajcie kurwa zielone jakieś. No może być, prawie zielone. Jedźmy tą dziadę. Pierdolmy. Mulligan Serpent. See, I wouldn't know. Look at my hand. Mulliganing is not something I do. They kept 6. What a shit deck Angels is, holy fuck. It's incredible. Like, I suspect they probably can't beat my deck realistically. Of course, by saying that, my opponent will actually cobble together a way to win. Basically, I force that upon myself now, but it's like my deck is only looking a little bit weak because I got mana screwed. Oh god, mana screwed. I kept a hand that took certain liberties. Abhorrent Overlordik wjechał teraz? Nie wiem co znaczy. Abhorrent Overlordik. Let's unmana screw myself. Furnace. Kill the Jada. Play. How does Enigmatic work with rooms? Their mana value is what's unlocked. Roaring Furnace right now is mana value 2. If I unlocked Steaming Sauna, it's gonna be mana value 7 total. Shame you can't pay mana to lock the doors. So you would just lock and unlock it over and over. Is that what you want to do? Collected company. Bishop of Wings. That's it. My selection of frees is maybe not particularly impressive, but I don't know what else would I would play. Unfortunately, Atraxa is in my hand, but I can Overlord of the Boilerbilges next turn and get the white Overlord. Of course, I will draw it in my draw step, so that's not gonna be true. Impending kill. O jebnę ci kurwa, co? To fulek. Scary. DB canister wins. So I guess High Noon is kind of a blank against Angels. To fuleczku. Torch the Tower is not particularly good, but I do have there some Angels that have low toughness and I can kill elves, so it's no big deal to have it in the deck. I can have Get Lost, Linvala, ECD. Maybe Dovin's Veto to counter the good cards. Honestly, probably. That probably does make sense. Let's have 2 Dovin's Veto. And cut the Knight of Cringe Tomb to have 3 Dovin's Vetoes. Hi Canister, can you explain to me how rooms work with Fires of Invention in play? I specifically do not play Fires of Invention in my deck to not have to ever consider that. This seems like a keep. If you cast a room from your hand, it has the mana value of the side of the room that you cast. And then the other one is an ability. But you have to pay the mana for the other room. Whether it's an ability or a special action, I'm not sure. Can play the other Raugrin Triome. If I draw the green Overlord, I'll still play Fable. Next one I Hushwood Verge. But I just kept a 7 and went pass into a 2/4 monster. I did draw the Overlord. I think I will not get punished for playing the Fable, but maybe my opponent is gonna accompany into 2 more Righteous Valkyries and gain 8, 4, gain a lot. Haven't we gone pass, play 2/2? Well, I had a removal spell, so I could play a removal spell if my opponent played anything worth removing. They just didn't. So yeah. All right, how does everywhere look like? Everywhere is colorless. Token land, swamp, island, forest, mountain, plains. Okay. Everywhere. It is a door. That's because the Duskmourn mansion is a big mansion and it has many doors. Everywhere is colorless. Pull on the card. True. When I right click it, Steaming Sauna is at the bottom and Roaring Furnace is at the top. This is because left to right it's Furnace Sauna, but here when it's actually in my hand, it's Furnace is at the bottom and Sauna is at the top. Pretty weird jump. I do not think it's alphabetical. It's left to right. But I don't know if they're what determines the order on the cards. So this is just draw a card at the end of turn, which is probably better than playing an Overlord. The order on the card is mana value. I thought so too, but there is actually one instance where that is not the case. In limited. There is a room that costs 3 and 2, and there is another room that costs 4 and 1. Holy guacamole, so many life points. Kyla Restoration is looking scary. You do not recall seeing that? Alright chat, I'll show you. Advanced search. Pipeline room. Search. Central elevator costs 4, while promising stairs costs 3. Alphabetical, I guess. Defiled crypt costs 4, while cadaver lab costs 1 black. Not alphabetical, but it makes sense that you would want to cast Defiled Crypt first and only then use the lab to get the extra value. So this just suggests you the order in which you're supposed to play them. Dazzling Theater costs 4, gives your creature spells Convoke. Prop Room untaps your creature, so it combos with Convoke. Experimental Lab costs 4 and then costs 3. There is a small chance I die. That seems very small to me. Kyla's Reconstruction. Okay, that's a lot of life, but it doesn't really amount to much. Besides that. I would draw another card if I impede the Overlord. Another Triome. To fullku nie widzę. Yorion. I did forget that I have Yorion, but I don't think it does anything currently. In fact, I don't have enough mana to grab it. This would be really good with Amulet of Vigor. The lands would all be untapped, which would be very valuable. If you copy the reflection with pool, you get a Fable. No, you get a reflection. So there's danger of dying again. In fact, I kind of barely have enough blockers. We do draw a card in my end step, but it doesn't really matter because we do draw a Triumph. But currently I go to 1 if my opponent attacks me with all the creatures, so if they have a removal for my Overlord, my Goblin Shaman, or a way to pump any of their creatures, then might be in trouble. So basically I have to dodge the Valkyrie. And we fail to dodge the Valkyrie, so shit-talking the Angel's deck and laughing at my opponent going pass, 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 brought that to me. Brought that upon me, assuredly. I think I don't want to get lost, and I think Beza is 2 ground based, so I'll actually have the 4 veto and torch the tower on the play to kill the dork. What happens if you blink a room? It comes back fully locked. What's the CMC of rooms when you sack to Enigmatic? It's the CMC of what's unlocked. I did consider 8 drops a little bit, but the best ones are like Ashen Rider. There's really not much. Who tricked you to play this deck, Mr. Streamer? This is classic Twitch chat. I will refuse to engage with this message. Okay. Perfect mana. Point Mulligan to 5, so I will in fact bind. I guess I won't. Seems too good to not to cast a Beanstalk first. Righteous Valkyrie. So I feel comfortable deploying the Fable. Still confused with mana value of rooms on the battlefield. For example, if I have a room that has a mana cost of 2 red for you, and I want to cast it with Pernicious Deed, the mana value on the battlefield is what's unlocked. That's it. Remember that and you'll know everything. Unfortunately, my binding doesn't cost 1 mana because I don't naturally have swamps in my deck unless I control an everywhere from Overlord, but I think I'll manage. $100 Kurwa, najstowanie niebieskie. Remove an impending counter, but even more so impending than that, we get the Atraxa. Veto. Chained. Harbor. Resolves. Holy shit. 7/7. That's crazy. I guess misstapped. I think we end up in a pretty favored position now. I think it's GG. Well, you think so, really? You really think so? Red Overlord looks good. Yeah. Certainly didn't look too bad. Hopefully Hainan cures my opponent's deck. Okay, it's gonna be pretty good. Any chance I want to do non-Fable? I don't think so. I do not think so. Fable is gonna let me cycle away the undesirable alias presences. That's a lot of damage. If I draw a red land, I'm pretty safe though. Incarnation. What if I Incarnation to Beza? Does that... Then I hold up Torture Tower? That's pretty good too. I think I'm never casting the green enchantments this game. Could also kill 2 creatures. I even get to draw a card with Beza, that's nice. How do I lose if I gain life? I think I don't, so just thinking. But I can't find any way to get punished. And then next turn I can impede the Overlord and get either the white Overlord or Atraxa. Doesn't matter at that point. Take 1. Heartfire Hero. Binding. Night of Autumn. Stomping Ground. Okay. I think we are getting there. Well, I think we like got there deterministically already when I summoned Beza. It was known that the game is going to go in this direction. High noon smiley face, I agree. Let's add 5 cards. Cut Night of Autumn. Cut Heliod. Cut Elesh Norn. I don't think I'm searching for those ever. Maybe Night of Autumn is like not the worst, but keep removal, keep High Noon, probably remove Nylia's presence, or maybe Up the Beanstalk. Fable, question mark. Fable looks very strong. I think I'll cut 2 Up the Beanstalks. I feel like the game is so condensed, so quick, that the mana fixing from Nylia's presence is gonna be more important, especially since it's a way to make Leyline Binding cost 1 mana. Impending triggers Beanstalk, right? Yeah, that's the idea. This deck feels very nice. Have you played with this deck against Lotus or Mono Green? I have not, no. Hand seems keepable. This is deckless Ardo certified. I did ask Ardoshik about a few things and then he voiced his opinion and I ignored parts of it and I didn't ignore some other parts of it, so yeah, to an extent. Nie jest, aha. No dobra, no nie jest. Które są dobre z filesami karty? Co wrzuciłem? Fable? I guess the rooms are good with that. I just think it's a decision. High Noon or Fires. I chose High Noon. I could see choosing Fires. Have I ever played any MMOs? No, actually I have not. Opponent has many creatures, that's not good. Oh, binding is perfect. Overlord of Boilerbilges for the next turn. Would I rather if my presence was a... well... Beanstalk. No, I would need to take 2 more damage. Oh Jezus, znowu te stwory. Could have the manifest card. Should be pretty okay in a spot like this. So if I understand it right, Roaring Furnace, unlocking a room is... so is it an ability or is it not an ability? It's not casting a card. I guess that much is pretty clear. Special action. Can I lose if I incarnate into Atraxa? Unlikely. I really like the Overlord so far from the 2 matches I played, the red one. Helix, Lilvala, Chained, Forest. No life gain. But I think I shouldn't be able to lose to 1 spell. Well, I mean, I would die to a removal spell on Atraxa. I was hoping to find a binding or torch the tower, but I failed. Opponent on 80 cards to seen a week ago.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Running Azorius. This is probably a bad matchup, game 1. I think I mulligan. Perfect, I don't have the mana for my Overlords. Snap keep them. Holy shit, opponent mulligan to 4. Kefir Demon, thank you for your prime sub. Opponent 4 cards. They finally decided to keep, and we have the mana for my Overlords. So I can impede and then play another one for 5 mana. Of course, if my opponent allows that to happen. We also should probably try to play quickly. At least relatively. Maybe I want to grab Yorion now. and impede next turn. It's probably a better way to play. Yep, they do not spend their mana. Oh no, I drew a basic. That sucks. Three steps ahead. Also known as cancel indeed. Where are those land arts from? The verges from Duskmorn. The shocklands from Clue. I haven't seen anyone else use them, like anyone not using a DB account use those, so I don't know how achievable they are. Gonna impede now. To draw, make an everywhere. Will they destroy my everywhere? Memory Deluge instead, that's fine. They only have one card in hand, so they can go to 3. 4 cards. Teferi could happen, but should be doing okay against Teferi. No, not my beans. Pretty good for them. Well, I could play Yorion, that does seem weak. That's gonna be much better now. To Yorion. So impending triggers at the end of my turn. It's pretty awkward into sweeper S10. Is playing High Noon any good for me? Let's impede the Overlord. Need a hard counter. High Noon, not good against a move to 4. That's true. Maybe I should play the High Noon still to shoot them for 5. I have Leyline Binding in their turn if they want to do any funny stuff. Imagine if it triggered in your upkeep. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was imagining. Those are cute moths. Kinda spooky, but kinda cute. So farewell. The ferry. No big deal. I guess I can use Hynum to kill the ferry. It's a visualization of what just happened to the Tefari. Otawara probably worth keeping in my hands. Chain to the Cox, not so good. Overlord becomes a creature. Field of Ruin ruins my land, no more basics, unfortunately. 80 cards, yet I still draw a basic, huh? Crazy. Bro, they're fighting for a move to 4. Was a pretty rough matchup. They don't move to 4 game 1, so I'm glad to see that. They certainly are. What is that? Hero? No, Deluge. Heliod can get back a Fable. And they might use a sweeper next turn for your Overlord. That is true. Heliod seems like good value. I care for High Noon. My plan next turn is to cast 2 spells, so probably. Knight of Autumn, what a card. Play Fabua first, because I think it's better than Idiot. Change the equation. It's good, I can buy back the Fable now. Jezu, ale to jest gratis wierzganie. They do have 2 cards in hand, but also 2 Memory Deluges in their graveyard, so... What a weird ability that is. Spells you cast plus 1 less to cast for each card your opponent have drawn this turn. Wierzganie czym w czym? No już nie powiem, bo na Twitchu to nie wypada. Do I even have enough sideboard cards for the matchup? 6? Power. Yeah, he simply got untrapped. Holy shit, we give him High Noon and it gets exiled. That's nice. Didn't even exile the graveyard, so we can pick up the Overlords. Damn, that's nice. Heliod absolutely broken. Heliod is more powerful than expected. Same. It's actually pretty decent against this individual. I flash Fable in response to your Wandering Emperor's ability. And I impede my Overlord of the Mistmoors. Hopefully not a second farewell. I would struggle against that. 5. Teferi. Hero. Teferi. Hero of Dominaria. Tururu, Teferi. Hey, that's a good card. Copy Beza? Question mark. Maybe next time. I guess I'll play... I could play Beza. It can be a 4-5. Draw a card sometimes. Make a treasure. And I could play a Torture Tower. It's not the worst against Wandering Emperor. I could play High Noon to have a 7 mana deal 5. What about Reap? I could play Reap, but that's houses my own Heliod, which I cannot afford. See? I guess I kept the room too, which is also a creature removal. It's not terrible to have some. And it does have the backside, so it's not the worst. Although it doesn't shoot Planeswalkers, so maybe it's actually pretty bad. If Incarnation can actually win against Control now, it gets a whole lot better. Keep in mind that my opponent mulliganed to 4 game 1. And I still struggle to actually finish the game. I guess the shock is better against Emperor. I was trying to get aggressive than Roaring Furnace. Just can hit the Emperor on end of turn. I probably should swap them, really, for the shocks. Just kind of miss them. Sick has a lot of removal. My deck. The Furnace can draw cards, it's nice, that's true. But feels like I have plenty of card draw. Like a really large amount. Interesting. I really don't like playing decks without counters or Thoughtseize in Pioneer. Nice tapping on my end, by the way. Aye. Fair. Wandering Emperor. Alone. Just an entire army. Damn. Could play my own Yorion. It's really weak into dispute. So I suspect I might not want to do that. I can't remove Yorion currently. But also I can take a hit. Maybe I can play a big Overlord. Draw some Triumphs. Apparition, the Wandering Emperor. Use them up. Let's draw a Triumph. Here we go. Okay, let's keep the Furnace. There's some danger, but I have many more cards than my opponent. Activate Hold, that's okay with me. 56 cards versus 64 cards. True, good point. I actually have fewer cards than they do. Let's jump with the Bunkbuster. Maybe I can... No, it has Fast Strike. I can't. Tururu, 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 tururu. Roaring Furnace. Deal 7 to your own. What now? Apparition. The Emperor. Will I need 5 mana for anything? I don't think so. I can play Triumph. I have Otawara up. Open other door. I would rather keep Otawara up. Seems like I will not die to not having cards, but to damage first. Enigmatic Incarnation. So let's not draw Atraxa by playing Beans. What CMC are rooms on the battlefield? Whatever is opened. Lures unlocked, rather. So Atraxa is likely going to grab me a Dovin's Veto, but maybe it's gonna miss. So yeah, a fully unlocked room would be 8 mana. 8 mana value, 7 mana value, so it would search an 8 mana card, but unfortunately the 8 mana cards kinda suck. From what we looked at, Get Lost, Thornspire Verge, Fable, Night of Autumn. I hacking love Night of Autumn, it's such a good card. Kek SD. True. Steaming Sauna. 5 mana. You have no maximum hand size at the beginning of your end step draw card. So I guess I get Beza. And I gain 4 more life. Yeah, lose a Fable, I do that. Could also sack a Up the Beanstalk and get a clone to clone Night of Autumn to gain 4 life too. Maybe I prefer that. I do not have an 8-drop cost monster. For life, I don't think I can lose if... Well, maybe I can, but I think I'm pretty heavily advantaged. Unless I lose to cards disadvantage. Farewell. Yeah, but like... Farewell is pretty okay. I have Yorion and 2 beans, so I have so many cards still. I have 13 lands in play. Even if they farewell me. And at some point I'll find Vita to log that out. Are we farewelling? Alright. So yeah, like it's not bad for them, but this deck seems hard to play on paper. Really? Guess you have lots of objects. Well, here is my veto. I think we're doing good. Veto up. 2 beans. 2 overlords in my hand. Does the enchantment have mana value on the battlefield regardless of which room is unlocked? It's what's unlocked. Only what's unlocked counts to mana value. We're gonna make a command for that because it's a very common question. Many wonder. I cast Verdict. Okay. How many more can you cast? These Overlords cards are impressive. Certainly pretty good against control, like late in the game. But yeah, they've been pretty good for me so far. I like them. Is Atraxa gone? Yep. Very good with Enigmatic, certainly. Alright, will we manage to deal the last damages? There is also that green 2-drop Eschamen that might be strong with the Overlords. Is that the green 2-drop Eschamen that I currently control on my battlefield? 2 copies of. Not Beanstalk, so what are we talking about? Path to the Wall 3, no wiadomo, jest ze wszystkim jest świetne. Oh, Path to the Wall 3. Nalia's presence, that's solid. Oh my god, it's Lightning Helix! Not Path, holy shit, what a riddle. Do you mean the one with a wolf looking at Toski? Keep. It's close to the worst hand I've ever seen, but it also plays a turn to beans into 4 mana, Leyline Binding for now, but likely I'll draw some, you know, source of mana, maybe a Raugrin Triome. Or I'll pick up Giganta, well, Yorion. Let's say blue source. For a while I wondered why is their deck playing not playing Carrot Cake?
Control player.
But then I understood, chat. Don't Fable Caretakers, that's fine. Now this is 2 mana. Dreadybice converted from a Prime sub to a Tier 1 sub. That's very nice. Thank you for your support, Dreadybice. Emperor. We have Torch Tower against Emperor. You have purchased 6 months of Kani support using September. That's Giga based. Wow, big score. Damn. Got me good. Big ass score. Miss your pack 1, pick 1. Leave 64 men. Probably wasn't very good to begin with. No worries. It's whatever is unlocked, Maximilian. Many ask. Many wonder about that. Incarnation's okay. High Noon in this deck confuses me. My opponent's deck or my deck? I will say that it does not confuse me, so I'm good. It's that High Noon
He's
is
a
good
phenomenal
against
control player.
other decks, allegedly. Well, like the bunch of your cards is like I have High Noon in my deck too, in main deck. Just play one spell on your turn and one spell on their turn. I guess there's more big spells in my deck, so I can play a big spell plus an instant speed removal. I think I can go Incarnation. They have Get Lost. It's a bit stinky, perhaps. Get Lost, bro. Jacob Pablo, thank you very much for the Saberoni. Fountain Port. Another Fable. Okay, I don't envision using my map soon, so I'll sacrifice it to Scry. Fable. I think it actually does very little to me because of the High Noon. I think I just pay 4. Holy shit, sacrifice to draw a card. This is impossible to grind through. Keep a Boseiju. Which if my point creativity is targeting the Fable, I can remove the Fable. Maybe I can kill High Noon. Although I don't have that much to cast, like next turn probably a Yorion. Maybe I Skyclave the High Noon. Wait, it just played nothing. That's crazy. Chain to the Cox. Let's get rid of High Noon. I think it does more harm than good for me right now. Ale ci serduszko bije to fulek. I guess if I play Yorion too early, it's gonna trade badly with a Sunfall, which I wouldn't want. One can produce some value with the Fountain Ports. I can't Boseiju both of them, so I guess they'll just have it. If they're gonna spam treasures, then I won't be able to stop all the treasures. Okay, just cast one from hand. Fair. Change the Cox. Sure. Cogs have been chained. Feels like a good time to Yorion. I can Boseiju change the rocks. Get an apparition. Point is probably going to Sunfall. Sacrificing a treasure, I guess just casting under Vaultborn Tyrant, that's perfectly fine with me. It's more than beatable. If my opponent would play main deck Back to Nature, the matchup would be much tougher. That has to be said. So we have been playing Fatal Push and Nowhere to Run, and it has felt great in our testing. What do you think about this? Who's we? Sounds pretty neat. I looked at that list and it looked pretty cool too, but then it was like a full-on 5-color deck, which I didn't love. But besides that, was good. Primetime team, holy guacamole. Could have freed Skyclave too. Yeah, maybe it will be better. Me Is it Sunfall time? No, it's Big Score time. I think after playing this much, I'm no more interested in this Naya deck. It just seems like the same space as Incarnation, but weaker. But yeah, Fatal Push and Incarnation, not too bad. Just mostly the mana that I would be worried about. Really. Nothing else. Holy shit, villain got me by sacrificing the treasure. You take 10. 11 even. And we get Atraxa. Also, could use my map token, but I'm saving it for the next game. Heliod. Overlord. Could take High Noon to deal 5 damage. Okay, I can't choose anymore. That was confusing. Anyways, that's a good Atraxa. Imagine if this deck had an uncounterable X spell with the Overlord ramp. That would be kind of neat. Just play a game like this and eventually you Bane Fire and your opponent has nothing they can do. Pow, they die. Sounds terrible, but think I've been pretty successful so far in not having to shock too often either. That was pretty nice. That's funny. Creativity, my Atraxa, my Overlord. That did backfire. Nice hits. Alright, I have 13 minutes, 2 minutes down on my opponent. I'll blame it on the lag, but you know, who knows what is the true cause of that. Torture Tower, probably I can cut like 2, maybe all of them. High Noon can cut all. Beza seems bad. Elesh Norn seems quite nice. I think the room should be cut too. I keep the room and ditch Torture Tower. I think my opponent is going to be interested in boarding out High Noons, although Torture Tower can catch up against Fable when you just are low on mana. So maybe I just prefer Torture Tower. I think I have enough value. Submit. And Yorion is my companion, followed by looking at my hand, and yeah, it's fine. Maybe I'll just hold up Veto on turn 2 for their free drop. Always consider Torch in a Planeswalker matchup. I guess there's that too. They play Wandering Emperor, so I think they just didn't draw any this game. So yeah, Torch also pretty good against Emperor. It makes it easy to not fall behind and die to Emperor, which can be an issue. Caretaker's talent doesn't really do anything, and I could maybe just apparition it. But I think the tempo again is cool from just getting to impend my Overlord is pretty nice. Yeah. So like it's early in the game, eventually it's going to become a threat. That's relevant. Elspeth Sun's Nemesis, holy guacamole. What a card. Alright. Okay. Wow, that's really good. That's a really good draw. Elspeth died. And you keep up binding. Of course, if they hit 2 things with creativity, they do get one of the monsters, but just one, I can probably take it, manage it. And if they don't have a creativity, they're kinda screwed. Show me what you've got, opponent. Is opponent attacking? Nope. Just passing. Let's play around Wandering Emperor then. I can sacrifice presence to get Glasspool Mimic. Well, I probably should have moved to combat fast. Solid. What were my previous 3 matchups today? Rakdos, Aggro. Blue-white, Yorion control. And something else round 1. Let me think about it a little bit and I'll tell you. Angels. Round 1 was Angels. What a deck Angels is. Yeah, Angels, blue-white Yorion control, red-black aggro. Alright, so villain now has an opening to summon a Vaultborn Tyrant, but that doesn't sound very threatening. Transmogrify. Does that play both creativity and transmogrify on top of that? Sure. Gonna chain my Atraxa broski. It might end up rough for you, but... So I can free Atraxa, but I have too many cards. Chained, Torch, Temple Garden. Actually, not Temple Garden, Hushwood Verge. Or maybe even Boseiju, but... Play the Verge. Oh, I chain some rocks. Impede my Overlord of the Hauntwoods ramp. End the turn. Sacrifice Overlord. Get another Overlord. Shoot 4 into villain's face. Pass. Get Sunfault. Keep producing value for a few more turns. Eventually win. That's the plan. Is Vaultborn really the best value creature to transmogrify for? So this is mainly a creativity deck, so Vaultborn Tyrant is pretty good when it scales well when you get 2 or 3 copies into play. Because you gain, like if you get 2, they trigger for each other. So you suddenly gain 12, draw 4. If you get 3, you gain 27, draw 9. Is that correct? So I think that's the point. So that's why they choose it, but is it the best? Oh, I got the Bankbuster, it's an artifact. Trying to find my other creature, but that's where it is. Probably good against red-black midrange, probably. Like, it's probably good enough against most people. More than this matchup, though. Kinda weak. I guess we can get the Glasspool. To Overlord a bit harder. And I have a Dobbin's Veto for if they have a sweeper. Whether it be Farewell or Sunfall, we are ready. So you could also play a... Well, I guess I can't counter that. You could also play a creativity deck and have like a group of creatures, which might not be the stupidest. You have one Atraxa, one Volgavov, one Voltborn Tyrant, one whatever you want. So because you cannot transmogrify, into multiples, but you cannot hit the same legendary creature with creativity, or at least, like, it's bad. But then, this is a Kahira deck because it's mono dinosaurs. Kahira cares for dinosaurs, so you lose that advantage if you build a motley crew of monsters. DB Canister wins the match, and here we go. I mean, maybe I wouldn't say impressive, but it was against the Teferi. Like, I guess it did kill a Teferi for 7 mana. Which Fires wouldn't not be able to do, huh? Cut. Wouldn't the blue Overlord be decent in the deck? The card seems pretty weak to me. The blue Overlord, just kind of a weak card. What do I reckon are my bad matchups? You're asking me as I'm 4-0 in the challenge, so obviously I can't tell you. I've been winning for now, so we'll see.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Can he slide?
FX Bird, thank you very much for your Prime sub. It is giga-based of you to sub to my channel. I appreciate it. I think John Sag is tier 1. Probably. He's pretty good. Pretty good deck. Food token created. Kill me now. Well, it's pretty hard to die. Even if villain deploys Igra. But I need 6 mana to win here. Well, they have 4 lands. But also they could go Igra and they could mill the second Cauldron Familiar. With the food tokens. Find Familiar in 4 cards. Does Elesh Norn stop the combo? I guess it does, right? Yeah, I'll take care of the talent. And it stops the cat death. Holy shit, znalazł drugiego kota, no nie. Seems like I'm not dying the combo. Though. Push cut. Okay, I guess he's looking for Igra. Just suck the food. Level up talent. Elesh does not stop cut def, it stops cut ETB. Yeah, I know. Oof, dodge the bullet. Well, perhaps, maybe not. Yeah, I dodged the bullet. Leyline Binding is a really good draw. Big no attack. Elesh. Knight of Autumn. Keep up Leyline Binding, that exiles two things. I think that means I'll win. Or rather I won't lose. Which means I win if I won't lose. Roaring Furnace looking kinda poor here. Dobra. Let's cut Heinun. Let's board in Lindvala. Get lost. Rest in peace. ECD? No, probably not. Veto? Probably not. Beza number 2. The first one is questionable. The room is kinda rough. Maybe I want veto over the room. Maybe like this. Only one veto, 2 bunkbuster. No, but veto has like high upside. Just don't want to get stuck with 2 veto against Fotsies. Alright, you have an explanation for the rooms. You could get an 8-drop if you have a fully evolved room and an 8-drop in your deck, but the issue is that you probably don't. Would be nice if maybe I had a creature somewhere that can exile my opponent's graveyard. Rest in peace. Keep. About it. Don't have double green. Trelololololo. Probably playing John Sacrifice. Yorion against Gigante. Battle. A tale as old as time. I guess it used to be Lurus against Yorion. Makes sense to keep basically any hand with this deck because of the mana requirements. Well, it would make sense to mulligan this because of the mana requirements. I need to draw a green source to turn those on. Opponent at 6, on 6. Overgrown Tomb. Witch's Owen. Let's cast Presence to be able to cast the Overlord on the next turn. Non-green triumphs are awkward in this deck. This is I don't know. I wouldn't say so, but this deck is short on green sources a tiny bit. Kind of counts Nyla's presence as a green source. But according to Mr. Karsten, I would need a bit more than what I have, but I don't have more, so I guess it is what it is. Because according to Mr. Karsten, to cast a 1cc, what is it? We need 25 sources in an 80 card deck. To cast it on time. I have 23 plus the Nylia's presence, so I have 25 total as suggested, thanks to the presences tying it all together. Oops, not this one. Binding. Hit the treasure. Torch. Pass. I'm about to buy the cards. Creator program doing his job. Holy guacamole. Keep in mind that it was probably one of the first ways to build it. Holding land to cycle. No, it was my turn 4. I just played it. I played an untapped Temple Garden on that turn. That's the first play I did. It was my turn 4. I have 4 lands and they're everywhere. Next turn I'll probably play Orion. Draw. Exile the Fable with Binding or whatever my opponent plays. And the Overlord. Broke Pioneer already. It's like Incarnation was a deck, right? I guess broke is a way to put it. How do I like Elesh without fires? It's not trivial to get to Elesh. But seemed pretty good still, I think. Will we watch the Brazilian RC? We will not. There is no stream on Saturday, but there is stream on Sunday. So I guess maybe a little bit on Sunday. Let's hit the Fable before Villain cycles with it. There's a reason to hit this, because next turn I can mimic the Yorion, but I don't think so. Need mana for Igra. Maybe I'll die, maybe it's gonna be Igra plus cut plus land. Yeah, if you flicker a room, it's fully locked. No nie, no ma igraszkę, co za typ. Look at this bro, just comboing off. Should have hit the shaman then. Let's board randomly, like the last time. ECD or ECD. ECD probably wasn't great so far. You need a copy of Moonblessed Cleric in your 75. Why do I need one? Why is it necessary, you think? I've been playing games for Magic the Gathering all day. Not a single time I thought to myself, holy shit, I really want a Moonblessed Cleric right now.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Can I love?
The plan against Sack seems a little bit lacking. Pros, I think rooms were a mistake. Just the amount of confusion they cause among the community. It's way too much. It was not worth it. You should never have printed it, bros. 7 mana Overlord is the white one. Impedes for 4 mana. Summons 2 spirits. Just like battles. I think battles were pretty intuitive. Because they... like the rooms have just rules that are different. How did we lose the last game? My opponent played a second card in Igra and comboed off. I could have perhaps hit the cat, not cat, Goblin Shaman instead with my Fable, with my binding, which probably I should have done in retrospect. Yeah, this is the mana value of a room in play. Discard a cat to Fable and combo anyway. True. No way to escape that. Yeah, Derek just won versus Ginger Energy with Phyrex and Crusader. I'm sure that Derek was very happy about that and only had kind words to say about Phyrex and Crusader. What's his bug? Not taking rest in peace? Bro. Think you can beat it? I mean, they have green mana, so maybe they have some removal or comments. Or maybe Villain just thinks they can beat it, but I don't know. Ooh. Hey Canister, I had a rule issue in a game yesterday with friends. Could you help us after the stream? I can help you now. It's about rooms. I thought so. Well, so I have to say I've played a tiny bit of Limited of Duskmorn too. The presence of rooms, definitely a negative part of the experience. Elaborate. So they're just extremely annoying to read. And you open a pack, and some of your stupid cards are sideways and have tiny text and art that is impossible to parse. So they all look the same. Like this and this, they like, sure. When you turn them sideways and zoom in, you see that they are depicting different things, but as they stand in the pack sideways, they look the same to me. White room. And then each room is 2 cards and both of them are shit typically, so it's unsatisfying to read them. And like the strength of the card is that it's 2 cards in one, so even if both are shit, it's still a good card. But overall, like I feel like if you could just take the set, you just throw away the room cards and draft the rest, would be more fun. At least at first. maybe later on at some point it would pay off too. Like once you know them by heart, then maybe they actually add fun, but at the start, no, bro. Luck checks, Esther Lolo. Sure. And some rooms have their costs side like expensive cheap, but not always. And the rule is whether they thought whichever room they thought was made more sense to play at first. Typically was on top. Kind of surprised at red Overlord instead of green there, TBH, same. I wasn't sure. But I thought that if I play the red one, it's going to get summoned sooner and it's stronger because it shoots stuff. It kills the cards while it's still exiled. Probably wasn't worthwhile. Top deck land is better if you use the red one. Yeah, I guess. Still waiting for MH3 no balance tourney. Good luck, my friend. It's coming. I promise it's coming. What do we summon? I think I'll summon Boilerbilges. Kill the Fable token. Boilerbilges. Boilerbilges. Next turn I can play Elesh Norn. I'm actually not sure if Atraxa is that great, because it feels like in most games I would prefer the 7-drop to be interactive. So maybe actually I would prefer Titan of Industry over Atraxa in most of the games I played, so I could destroy thing my opponent controls. Agent I think is a bit too cringe. Like, of course the 7 Agent of Treachery is still banned, sure, bro. In your mind, maybe. Imagine banning Agent of Treachery. You're confusing it with the fact that it was banned in Historic, I think. How big is this? What happened? Why did my creature die? Did the villain enjoy away blood first and then activated the harvester? Cast main devil. So they responded with a blood token activation to the harvester ability by accident, I think. I think I'll play another S&Ps for sacrifice. Probably less roaring furnaces in the main deck too. Plenty of room to improve the deck list. But against Sac Rificio, I'm kinda lacking. They thought it was a 4-4, not a 5-5. Oh, no, but they had a harvester and 2 blood tokens, which is -4/-4, but they just cracked the blood token before the ability has resolved. You only saw one blood token because
He's
they
a
sacrificed the
phenomenal
first
control
one
player.
Thanks for being so based, Mr.
for no
Streamer.
reason. No, they didn't need to draw anything. They just like they needed to kill a creature that was on board. They didn't do that. They just misclicked or like misperformed the game action more so. Whoa. Happens to the best. They only had one token. How come they had two? Read this in chat. They had two harvesters. They played this game. They had two bloods. Or maybe they spent one earlier this game. Who knows? I choose Yorion. Villain boarded into 61 cards. Steam Vents is so hacking great. So I'll mulligan to 6. I think this hand is not the best. Sure. Goodback veto. I think. Oh no, my thoughts. They are being seized. Also, C-Half 412. Thank you very much for the subscription to my channel. Took my Fable. There is some room for improvement with that mana base. What's wrong with it? I have all the colors. I have double red. I have double green. I take no pain. What more do you want? Oh, you meant that I have too many lands. That's fair. Okay, villain is on one card, so... No cards. Let's see, draw. What if I kill the oven? Chat room. Holy guacamole. I'm fine with that trade. Have I had the Tiger Avatar the whole time you've been on MTGO? No, at the very beginning. No nie, no dobra, najlepszą kartę. Weird not to sacrifice this, maybe. Kroxa, holy shit! Kroxa. One card away, at least. Oh. It's good now. Just let's not block the cat. So at first I played with a Birds of Paradise avatar for years. And I wore it like a badge of pride. After which I experimented with switching my avatar. I don't remember settling on one for long. And then I chose the Tiger avatar. And I've been wearing it ever since. Does Get Lost do anything for me? Not really. I think I can just draw something good instead. Yoga Moms. I don't know what that means. Any yoga moms in the chat? How did I get the Tiger one? I bought it from a goat bot, I'm guessing. Maybe you wanted to cycle that last Triome? No, I have 8 mana next turn, I cast Yorion. You play land, pick up Yorion, attack with Goblin Shaman. Okay, so I guess Villain can summon Croxa now. Which puts me at 6. So I guess drawing a land would be good. No, not like this. I mean a land, but differently.
He's a phenomenal control player.
I think cycling is good. Where have all the canny regulars went? Any canny regulars in the chat? Very good question. Am I regular? Yes. Croxoza. Oh, drew a Blackleaf Cliffs. That's a good thing for me. Will I play the Dual Commander Challenge? When is it? Tomorrow? What time? The answer is I guess I will not. Is Reflection non-legendary? It is not a legendary creature. They couldn't put legendary as Hammond creature. Would be too much. Turas. No copy Orion. No copy Orion, no. Only copy Overlord. It'd be fine if my opponent played a Timur Battle Rage or something and I would die. Does my opponent have any outs? Probably not. Ale nasral chciałem. Minus 20 is good. Otawara's headquarters. Can you have so many trophies? Not really. I just have a few, but they are displayed strategically. Alright, Lotus Field. My odds of victory are slim now. But maybe we're gonna draw a high noon and the opponent's going to just crumble. That's the hope. Opponent, tank, tank, tank. I do have high noon main deck. It could help a little bit. Unfortunately, my hand is 2 lands, a cantrip for 2 mana, and 3 dead cards, so that's a bit of a, you know, even if I draw literally the best from now on, it might be not enough to win. And I'm not drawing the best. Skyclave Triome. Just so that I can F6. Alright, we have a clock. In time. Right on time. Opponent assuredly will die. There's no way they can beat me. Okay. Not much in my sideboard. Holy guacamole. Six deck has to be omega good. So good. One of the best decks ever. Helix. Or maybe Helix, yeah. Torch can hit Vizier. Proctor. Not beating villain. Not beating villain. Not beating villain, but I guess I'll keep. Alright, chat. Untapped green. Off the top of my deck. I could say one time, but honestly, like, if I do say that, then, like, I'll draw it, but then it's not even gonna do anything, right? Because it's not gonna beat my opponent, is it? Strict Proctor. Sure. How do I defeat Lotus villains? I don't. I have no cards that do anything, so I'll just lose. Nie, kurwa, nie chcę zapłacić, bo nie mam czym. No, odpierdol się modo ode mnie. Daj mi włożyć potwora i puścić turej przegrać, no. No Boss Crusher. No, nothing really. Well, we have many Hynons. Which is you know, High Noon into Fable, into second High Noon. You can kind of win like that. Have to know you're up against Lotus game 1 for sure to do that. Yellow hat. Hello. Likely not worth trying to best Lotus. Exactly. 6 of Enigmatic. Not for long. I concede. Nice mana base. Is there 10 Swiss rounds? No, there's 10 rounds, including the top 8. It's already the top 8. I'll keep. What's the worst that can happen? I'll lose? Huh. That doesn't bother me. So the one lander. I see my opponent has felt similarly. Have I been to Spain? I've been to Spain, yes, many times. There's been Magic tournaments in Barcelona, Bilbao, Madrid, and one time I stayed in Barcelona for some vacation. It was nice. Incarnation, is that really the card you want to take, my friend? Not very close to casting this Overlord of Bilges. Main deck for Caesar. Seems like it. It's not too odd. I think many decks have main deck for Caesar. At least when I played this deck I had a few. Siema, to top 8. Yes. As suggested by the title of the stream, which says top 8 challenge of Enigmatic. It is in fact a top 8. No to powodzenia, no. Dziękuję, dziękuję. Am I going to RCDC? I'm European, so I'm not. Should I play beans? Yeah, I think so. This game was won on turn 2. You sure about this? I'm going to RC Lil, which is in Lil. It is a bit annoying to get there for sure. You have to fly to Brussels and then train from Brussels, or bus rather. Why is it always Lil? Probably it's cheaper. Your treasure is gone. Elesh Norn can stop the cat from draining me. Except if villain makes a third land drop next turn and plays a devil, then my life Total might be a little bit under too much pressure. I am scared, bros. It's Beza time, it's just 4 mana gain 4. Doesn't do jack. And by jack I mean it does a little bit, but not too much. It's Elesh time. First we can wait for my opponent to summon their card. But I guess even if it's devil, I play Elesh. No wymyślił, że to kurwa diabła zagrać, no brawo. Idly I draw chain to the rocks. Wait, what rocks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I die if I play Elesh. Tito 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 rita titira tira tira tito 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 tito. Is anyone even playing Phoenix ever? In this format? I heard they're supposed to, but I'm yet to see anyone actually doing that. Pasito, pasito, taradiridito. Devil is in the details. So if villain has another devil, I'll die. If they don't, not necessarily. Can I win with Mulder? Well, she makes it so that Cauldron Familiar doesn't drain me anymore. Name Devil still does. But I have the Torso Tower now, so probably should be good. And given that my opponent hasn't deployed a devil yet, I assume they won't have it. Can you gain life? There is a card in my hand that gains life. And another one in my deck. So yeah, no trouble, we can gain all the life we want. Seems like a really tough decision for my opponent. Black, black, untap. What do you cast for black, black? Deadly Dispute? Seems like a Deadly Dispute. No attack first. Atraxa. What spell am I not gonna cast? Fable? Or Boilerbilges? Boilerbilges. Currently I'm going to 1. Glasspool Mimic. Well, I play Elesh and what? And I live. Shouldn't I do that then? Can also gain a life, yeah, but I would rather Elesh. Well, I mean, I can gain 8 life, that's fine. I would rather just not gain 8 life. Clearly villain had no devil last turn, maybe that's gonna remain true. Torch. Your turn. Next turn I play Beza. Mimic Yorion, Giga Blink everything max. Or die to Devil. Those are my choices. I don't die to Igra. 2 mana. Dispute. Sacrificing an Oven. Looking for the Devil. Makes sense. That's Igra. No, escape Atraxa, sure. Haste. Sure. I have a 4/7, right? I guess I just have to ditch a card. So which card am I not casting? It's probably still the Fable. Maybe High Noon. I don't know, doesn't matter. Beza. Oh no, I could have played a land, I would have drawn a card. Whoops. If you stacked urine on top, you could make some fish. I don't care for fish. Alright. This was pretty nice game. Narrowly escaped death. Beza was so good, I have to bring it into the deck again. Oh, Atraxa escaping. Hold that is gaping. I choose Yorion as my comrade. This is like the 5th game I play against Sacrifice. And 5th post-board game I play against Sacrifice, and I had Rest in Peace in my opening hand every single time. With just one. I know this is a one-lander, but if I draw a land, it's gonna be pretty good, so... I just imagine that this Overlord of the Boilerbilges is a breeding pool, and I just keep. Once again, this time villain does not take my Rest in Peace. Just thinking that I'll be mana screwed and die to Harvester beatdowns, which, yeah, that is true, but only partially. Odds is not very effective. I have lots of cards in my hand right now. Likely I play a cantrip to hit my land number 3 anyways on the next turn, so take one, I play the other. Another tough choice for opponent. He took the Overlord, consistently surprising me by taking the cards I least expect to disappear. Kind of funny. Because I was pretty far away from casting the Overlord of the Boilerbilges. And it was definitely not my immediate concern to deploy it. Thoughts on a few temporary lockdown in the board. Could play it. You have cards, like I have High Noon, rest in peace, Bankbuster myself. I guess I don't want to play it with those in my deck specifically, but if you play less of them, then you could. Their Protect Harvester plan is working out. Sure. Yet the Overlord didn't seem to take part in that, right? Not anymore. Can I draw a land, baby? Can I draw a land of the top? I would really like to draw a land of the top of my deck, babe. Any land will be good enough, and then an extra one afterwards. What if I played Wolfwillow Haven instead of Nylia's Presence, huh? Discuss. Obis Nixilis, no! Guess I can discard. It's not as bad. No, pierdolę, no. Dajcie coś dobrego. Have you seen the version of Fetal Push? I think that build is neat. I have, it is neat, yes. How many lands do we play? 35 or so. The devil is in the details. No dobra, wyjebałeś mnie, ziomeczku. This time I'll keep a playable hand. For the first time in the matches against Terlolo 04. Is the room a CMC7 on the field? Perhaps. Who knows? It could be. There is a way for it to be a mana value 7 on the battlefield. It's not the most common scenario though. Was Incarnation a deck before Leyline Binding? Yes. It had to be terrible. Did it used to play Trail of Ambition and similar? It played Caves of Koilos. I start to remember. Caves of Koilos. Playable enough. Nie no, kurwa, co ja kipnąłem znowu. Kurwa, ja pierdolę, nie? Chłopco kipuje najgorsze gówno. To mu tylko szafle natasuje. No, don't foci is like... It's Man, it's so bad. Not worth looking at it. Don't worry, I'll have a Fable in play on turn 3. O, dobry wieczór, Skin Boy. I predict that villain will take Leyline Binding after spending 3 more minutes. I mispredicted. Holy shit, I kept a one-lander and I did draw the Fable. I'm a genius. I told you, chat. GG, you said. Yes, GG. GG, Scavenger's Talent and Faldron's Familiar. Do I keep Atraxa? Maybe. If villain has Land Devil, they can kill my Shaman. But if they don't, because, well, remember that they missed the second land drop, so they didn't have a third land. Can they? Question mark. I see 2 food tokens, so yes. Just hold priority, sacrifice. What did we lose to? Lotus, who's probably waiting for us in the semi-final. If I only finish my game. O, Kserkowa dostał w pizdę od Lotusiarza. No nie było szans Kserkowa na pokonanie takiego Magoga. Plays Blooming Marsh. Okay, what now? We've got 3 more minutes, so take your time. Kurwa, no, Terlocini. No i zagra tego diabła, nie? No bo co innego. He's just gonna play the Mayhem Devil after 5 hours of pondering. And he's gonna sack, hold priority, sack, kill my Shaman. And then he's gonna time out. Okay. He heard me and his boy was like, nope, I'm not doing that. I will instead do something different. Could technically lose, but no, I don't have other plays available. Discard, attack, play land, discard cat, play like land Igra. Could happen. In theory. Opponent didn't discard a second card, so I cast Thoughtseize. I see. Do you think having all the card arts with DB account is based or cringe? Because I like it. It's pretty cool. You've got many arts. Two familiars in the graveyard now. Ty tu kiśniesz następny, jak nic nie zrobisz. No jak się gra ze swoim, to skisnę, nie? Ale... I się nie martw, zaraz coś zrobię. Tylko co? How many cards do they dig for Igra in the graveyard next turn? Many. Many cards. Since there is two familiars, I don't think I can win this turn in combat. So I'll just Bunkbuster. I can draw Reap and Peace or Leyline Binding. Chained to the Cox. Does that help me? No. Carister, what would you do if someone chained your Cox? I would crap myself. Holy shit. Do you think my opponent can do it? They pass. Why they pass? Because they don't have the time, so... I want to click through the combo.
He's a phenomenal control player.
You're supposed to sack cat there. Really? That's crazy. I draw. Does that work? That doesn't work. Now I'm torn. Because my opponent looks like they're gonna time out. And I don't like conceding in spots like this because it encourages people to not consider their clocks when they play Magic Online. So it's like, you know, teach a lesson versus go with your opponent's alas. They can also use their
He's a
scavenger
phenomenal
stars to mill you
control
out.
player.
Try producing enough food tokens with to mill an 80 card deck with a Rest in Peace in play. I'll tell you, it's not easy. It does in fact take ages. Also, thank you for the rage. Oh no. It's over. It's over. Well, maybe not. They moved to 4 cards actually, so there's a way for me to win. So I guess I should play Beanstalk first. Lets me draw a Fable. To actually clock. It's actually not over. My opponent is gonna miss their second land drop for the entirety of the game. Premium Daybreak account. Benefit.
He's a phenomenal control player.
I shouldn't play it now because it's one spell per turn. I guess it doesn't matter. Sak w następnej. To sak. Może zabija Haino, no to wiem. But I meant that I shouldn't have played it on the previous turn because I have no mountains. I have no mountains, but I must scream. Mountain keep. Bros, I have to tell you that as far as being a trope or like a reference to something, I don't really know what High Noon is. I guess it's samo południe. Się spotykają na pizganko. Probably that's the meaning. I guess it's a duel. Pistol duel. So you can only play one spell per turn, but then for 5 mana you shoot. Fair. Sounds crazy. I High Noon your Hatsune Miku. Bankbuster can be useful in this matchup. Yes, yes. They move to 6. I'll join them this time. No, jest jakiś plan ta ręka. Putback Heliod or Beanstalk? Beanstalk. Plains, Sacred Foundry, Enigmatic Incarnation. So I think the idea is your one spell is your general shot. Holy shit, the Fable is like insane. Best draw.
He's a phenomenal control player.
And you, as the better cowboy, can quick draw them with the activated ability. That's crazy. Boseiju it. Heliod might be useful in buying back one of the High Noons if my opponent kills it. 80 cards, by the way. By the way, what? So I don't have any good creatures to get, so any Incarnation I'm probably gonna discard it. Chandra is coming. I'll veto her. They are blowing up Fable here. Go ahead. Ja pierdolę, kurwa, bober, kurwa. Think opponent brought in Dino. Dino Market. Perhaps. Dino chat. Maybe some of you don't know, but Dino is a reasonably well-known chain of markets, shops, Like little, kind of little sized. U nas Dino. Satysfakcja klientów jest dla nas najważniejsza, dlatego za cel stawiamy sobie świeżość i dobrą jakość oferowanych towarów. Pobierz logo Dino. I don't really go to Dino because they're not available where I live. No Dinos close. Whoa, villain played a Boseiju? That's insane. Why no Fires of Invention in this list? It's because I didn't like Fires of Invention. What does Enigmatic do for me? Nothing really. Like actually nothing. I have no 4-drop to get. No, i to jest coś, kurwa, Breeding Pool. The Strict Proctor is annoying. But such is life. Sometimes life is annoying. Why no Leyline of Mutation in your list? Is it like an unironic question? I did not think of it. Sounds not the worst. As soon as the green one, you can pay Vubrg. Plus the Strict Proctor is horrible for me. It's gonna make Heliod Noon cost
He's
way
a
too much next
phenomenal
turn.
control player.
What is Jonrion doing in this list? He's a companion. Creature cards. I kind of need to counter that because if they find a creature card, I'll struggle then. What does the backside of Heliod do? You'll see. Maybe. Or maybe not. Because I can only cast one spell per turn, so I can't even cast a Heliod now. But next turn I will be able to. Villain cast a Sorcery Speed, Archdruid's Charm, so probably they'll cast something on my turn too. No, that's weird that they casted Sorcery Speed. I guess they just wanted to fetch the monster and play it instantly. But what monster would they play? I don't even know. Couldn't you have played Heliod paid Torch on their upkeep? I could have, but I missed that line of play. It's good though, it's fine. You can transform Heliod into the Warped Eclipse and I can cast a High Noon on their turn. It is weird that villain has a Boseiju in play. How did it end up here? Why did they play it? They didn't seem like they needed it. They played it. I don't know. Is this the low chest event? Yeah. Is Fires not good enough for this deck anymore? No, it's not that it's not good, it's just that I play cards that are directly anti-synergistic with it, chat. So, like... if you like play a deck that's 20 mountains and 36 pyroclasms, but then you switch to a deck that's 20 mountains and 36 angers of the gods, are you gonna like keep asking me if Centaur Corsair is too bad for this deck suddenly? Yeah, it is. Like, things, context of the deck change. Like, it's not that the card is bad, it's that it doesn't fit into the deck anymore. I'm the fastest cowboy.
He's a phenomenal control player.
80 cards, 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 80 cards.
Holy fuck, I won the match.
80 cards, 80 cards, 80.
Alright, I guess at least that's kind of a strong opening. So maybe I'll draw High Noon. Run up. What can you fetch when you sacrifice the room card to Enigmatic Fires? It depends. Impending. It's coming. Action is coming. Holy shit, that's High Noon. I probably should just play it. Oh no, nub. Maybe Renegade Laralier is okay. You can get back a High Noon with it. Probably that doesn't make it okay. Thespian stage, not even caring about my High Noon. Bro, casting a second spell? You can't do that. No outs. Can kill here, I guess. I'm not gonna scope to the ulti just yet. Show me what you got, villain. Why is Opine refusing to kill us? What do you mean? They killed my High Noon and now they're killing me. Actually, exile Lear. Oh, I have Behold? Come on. Holy shit. Yeah. Well, I'll need to your deck. Archdruid's Charm has 3 abilities. One of them is exile target artifact or enchantment. That sounds like a extremely funny meme. Ten matchup jest dla ciebie dobry? No nie jest dobry. Nawet można powiedzieć, że jest słaby. Jakie poddaj? Na pewno się wypierdoli lirem. Na 2 torcze. 100% tak będzie. Już czacha paruje. Wykid Mori. Dobra. Have to give them pour. Chłopie, obcie już ma streamka odpalonego i wiedział mi zagrać jako 2 torczy. No ale to jak zagra? Jeszcze nie da, chyba deterministycznie. Czy pewnie się da, ale ja nie umiem. Czy coś takiego. How do I feel about Roaring Furnace Steaming Sauna? Not so great. My big moment. I've been waiting for it for such a long time. Is it an enchantment? Oh no, it's a token. So I can suck it. No, I'm gonna like not kill the lead because I didn't kick the first one. That's gonna be cringe. Alright, bro, you got me. Fuck. Should have sacrificed the Up the Beanstalk the first one too. That was like the stupidest way for this to play out. Holy guacamole. Like, we knew they had the first one because they had it in their graveyard, right? To flash back. But like, you know, in the meantime, Chad is harassing me for not scooping yet, and then my fragile mental state breaks and I lose to something like that. Chad's fault. A jeszcze Veto może się da sejdować, to się kurwa może przydać. Why no veto? Good question. Why no veto? Five modes is way too much. Agreed. Okay, Bunkbuster into Fable. Wait, actually it's top land into Fable. No. And then what? Dobra, ta ręka się musi kurwa udać, bo... No bo jak się ma kurwa nie udać? Interesting to see Enigmatic without Fires of Invention. Cards change, context changes. The green Overlord is basically fires. Oh, definitely Rhea. My sideboard is already includes a Krinkos Boss Crusher, a Rurik Tar, and potentially one other funny card if I think of it. You're fired, Canister, to Fires of Invention. Fair. I do kind of think that fires suck, indeed. Fires with urine is really good. Yeah, but like, yeah, am I going to build my entire deck around one shitty interaction to like blink my guy? Urine is powerful already, it's good. Maybe we could play less than 4 fires too. Fires with Enigmatic is really good too. Yeah, so is Overlord into Enigmatic. Jezus. W życiu się nie wypłaca z tego. Is Lotus secretly good again? This is not a secret. I guess I will discard 2 Overlords. Clearly villain is missing Lotus Field. Is there a useful card in the deck to Enigmatic 4? Unfortunately there isn't. I guess this matchup is just nothing. Can search Atraxa for clock, except that I can't right now. No i chuj. Lotusina na stole. Można wypierdalać do domu. Pass Crusher. Get stopped by Strict Proctor too. Jezu, jak ten Strict Proctor jest popierdolony, no. Przecież to jest za silne. Chuj za silne, no. What am I supposed to discard? Boilerbilges Incarnation. O, dobra, jednego możemy załatwić. I fuck, this costs 2 mana now. Doesn't matter. If only we played Rurik Tar. Soon. Next time. Three mana? Oh, that's crazy. 3 mana is harsh. Oh, I don't care. 4 is 2 mana. Just gonna keep Veto in the binding and kill in 2 turns. Go to 12. Copy. Copy. Ay. Kimidori. Is Fires of Invention 2 win more? No, it's just shit with half the cards in my deck, chat. Dobra. Na szczęście na takiego jestem w miarę przygotowany. Kinda. Was fighting. Oh, exile targets artifact or enchantment. Yeah. Can binding into counter, no? We can, but we won't. Ten Proktor wkurwia, nie? Jest taki dziad.
He's a phenomenal control player.
How goes the enchanties, Mr. Streamer?
Kind of goes. And play Fable is the same as play Overlord. Except that I keep more treasures in play. And I get to see more cards to actually have lethal next turn. Well, I guess I can copy Overlord, stands lethal. But, yeah, well, who knows? Might be better to play the Overlord. If villain has a disenchant, they can disenchant the Leer likely. Although, like, their play signaled just not having shit. Should have played Atraxa pre-combat, because if I find Torch the tower, I can torch the Proctor. Nie, tylko nie taki Archmages. No dobra, no to... To ja ci tak. This is a Leer with errata or not? No errata. Gift! Kurwa, jak ten Strict Proctor podkurwia. Why are they wasting the interaction? That seems kinda bad. Because that Floodmaw is no longer backbreaking. Kinda. Playing around Lightning Helix. Oh my god, it's Lightning Helix. Jest jeszcze jedno. This game we misplayed a little bit. And it's spiraled and got ruined. But maybe my opponent doesn't have anything. Which, kurwa, even then I don't have lethal next turn. Just spinning all of my resources into nothing. They can just flashback charm, right? Yeah, but then they don't have charm, right? It makes them use a resource, the resource being Archdruid's charm in the graveyard. Search for Lotus Field. That's ominous. What about upkeep it then? Sure. Sounds better. Point is making some moves I don't really understand either. What is this? Just the Zakama dinosaur. Alright. Thank you for watching today's challenge. It was a nice journey. Here already I had made some changes to the deck. It's pretty fun. Nie no kurwa, nie grałem tą krewetą, czym ja grałem?